with that said, where is my next slide? So just a really quick word about D&H. If you guys don't already know about D&H, we actually started over 100 years ago as a tire retreading company. Fast forward 107, 108 years now, we're now a North American, 100% North American service, which means that all of our guys that you speak to or that we hire to service D&H Canada are located in North America. And the other wonderful thing about working with D&H is that whether you're working with your inside sales reps, like the guys that you normally get your quotes from, or if you're working with somebody like myself who's on the vendor teams, you're always going to be able to speak to a real live human being. We don't do tickets here. When you need to talk to me, you can email me, you can call me, you can even message me on Teams, but you don't have to go on the D&H. Like you don't have to go on a website to open a ServiceNow ticket and then wait 4 hours, 8 hours, 2 business days, or whatever the SLA is for me to get back to you. Set up a Teams call. We hop on a Teams call. And we can figure things out together. Okay. So with that said, I have a call coming in. Sorry guys, let me just get rid of this. So with that said, let's turn the microphone over to Syed first. Syed's going to take us through some changes that are happening in the services side of our Lenovo business, and I'll let him tell you more about that. Syed?
Thank you so much. Hi team, my name is Syed. I'm the business manager for services for working for Lenovo. I handle North America, which is basically US and Canada. And I would like to thank Adrian for inviting us to cover or speak about our professional services, which falls into the category of hybrid cloud services. So I really want to thank you, Adrian, for this opportunity. So the reason we are here is basically we have made our professional services much more simpler and easier for our channel partners to position them. So as you know, Lenovo is a channel first company. We do maximum almost more than 80% of our business through our channel partners. So we are continuing making improvements in our portfolio, both on the hardware side as well as services side, to make it easier for our partners to sell our solutions, position them, and talk about them. And that is something that I'm looking to cover in today's session that we have, along with 2 other colleagues of mine, which Adrian has already introduced them into this call. So what are hybrid cloud services? So hybrid cloud services is an umbrella of services where we as Lenovo provide different categories. So under hybrid cloud services umbrella, we have professional and managed services. We have AI services, anything which is advanced, sophisticated. And today's topic is more about covering professional services, what we have, because there's a lot of opportunity within our partner space where we are not able to tap right now, is because either our partners who are looking for the technical capability or a trusted partner, such as Lenovo. And I feel that more than that, it's a bit sophisticated and complicated to position our professional services because they have not been presented in the way that our partners can understand. So I'm here to make it easier for our channel partners to understand what are our professional services. And we can just go into that in few of them right now. So first thing first, our professional services have been clearly defined into 5 categories to make it easier for our channel partners to position them in whichever their respective customers' journey is into. So we have defined them into 5 main categories, as you can see, which is advise, implement, support, manage, and retire. And the reason we did this is because not all customers have the same kind of issues, and not every customer is at the same level of their IT journey. Every customer is at a different level. So we need to make sure that we need to first understand what our customer journey is. And based on that, we can position that kind of service. And hence, we have these journeys right from advanced all the way to refresh and retire, which is basically what we are trying to do. So these are the services that we have into each of the buckets so that you would clearly know when to position them at what journey of the customer they are facing into so that and as a channel partner it becomes easier for you to understand how we position how Lenovo position our professional services into our customer base. So I'll just go through it one by one. So starting with advice, as you can see, which is our first journey. So advice is basically advisory services that we have. They define and they prioritize use cases. And they provide assessment. They and at the same time do a strategic roadmaps to align customers' IT infrastructure with their business goals. And some of the services that we do in that are your advisory services that I would show in the next slide. Followed by that, the next journey that customer has is the plan and design or the implement journey, which basically helps to create a tailored, scalable IT infrastructure for our customers. We help optimize customer strategies into design implementation and ensuring that the customer goals are met with careful assessment. And followed by that is support, manage, and refresh, which is something that I will take you through in the coming slides. So the first journey that we have is the advisory service. And within that, what we have done is we have launched or made 4 offerings, which covers right from VM platform migration advisory service to data storage to cost management. And as I told you that Lenovo is a channel first company, what we are trying to do is we are not only trying to simplify the portfolio for our channel partners to understand and position them, at the same time, we are making sure that it is easier to quote. Because as you know, for these services to get the code out of the door, it takes time. But and you might not have that particular time on hand when you are pitching a service to your customer. So what we have done is our team has worked tirelessly to make these services into fixed scope, fixed price kind of a format where we have created them into a part number form, which can help you pick them up and code them without getting or having any interaction with Lenovo. It is that simple. It has a fixed price to it. It has a fixed scope of service to it, and you can directly code this to the customer right away. Uh, we don't want you to waste your time or basically if you have any inquiry where you need anything quick out of the door, you can just simply go to the services. You can find them in DCSC, which is our configurator tool, and various other tools, even on LPH. You can find the spot number and you can quote right away because it has a fixed scope and fixed price. The fixed scope, the service description lets you know what is included in the service. And if there is something that is not there within that scope of work, you can of course take the custom solution and route, which is always open. But we want to position this service as a door opener. And I can pull in Khan right now to help us understand one of the services in an advisory, what does actually it means. So Khan, if you're okay, can you give us a little bit more information about one of the services and advisory service? What do you mean by those advisory service and how we can position that?
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Syed, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. My name is Khan Trigut, and I'm a hybrid cloud solution architect within Lenovo Professional Services here in North America. I'm a Toronto-based engineer. My a little bit about myself. My background is primarily in hybrid and public cloud architecture, cost optimization, application lifecycle, along with the DevOps practices. And I work closely with the organizations that are operating across different platforms. A big part of my role is helping customers not only build and operate their hybrid environments, but also understand how to manage those environments efficiently from a financial perspective. At Lenovo Professional Services, we work alongside partners like you across the entire hybrid cloud lifecycle, from advisory and planning to implementation, optimization, and long-term operations. So today, I'm going to briefly walk through one of the advisory offerings in our portfolio, which is the cost management advisory, and how it can help us and you open new opportunities with your customers. Many of your and our customers are already running Lenovo infrastructure in their data centers. So often they purchase through distributors like D&H, and increasingly those environments are connected to public cloud platforms such as Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and so on and so forth. What we see very often is that organizations invest heavily in infrastructure and cloud capabilities, but they usually don't have a structured approach to managing and optimizing their IT spendings across the hybrid environments. This basically leads to common challenges like over-provisioned infrastructure, underutilized cloud resources, lack of cost visibility across different platforms, and definitely no clear FinOps or cost governance practices across their multi-platforms. For partners, this actually creates a very strong conversation starter with our customers. Instead of focusing only on the infrastructure, you can start a strategic discussion around cost optimization and financial efficiency, which often opens the door to larger projects. Lenovo's Cost Management Advisory is actually a strategic service designed to help organizations analyze their current IT spendings and identify opportunities to optimize costs across hybrid environments. During this engagement, our Lenovo Hybrid Cloud Services experts work with the customers to review their infrastructure and cloud environments. We look at areas such as infrastructure utilization, cloud resource consumption, hybrid workload placements, storage and compute efficiency. We look at the licensing and operational cost, capacity planning, and feature growth. The goal is here to identify inefficiencies and develop the custom strategies that reduce IT costs while improving operational efficiencies for our customers. At the end of the engagement, customers receive a strategic report and recommendations outlining opportunities to optimize their IT spendings and improve their financial performance. All of these are basically templatized, but they are also narrowed down, customized for each of the customers themselves. So the value for the customer is basically this type of advisory is extremely valuable because it gives them visibility into their own infrastructure and cloud spendings, which many organizations currently lack of based on our experience. It usually helps the customers to understand where their IT budget is going, improve utilization of their existing infrastructure, identifying the potential cost savings, aligning their hybrid architecture with the financial objectives, and building a foundation for cost governance and FinOps practices. So in such and many cases, organizations discover significant optimization opportunities once they analyze their environments from a cost perspective. Then the question is, from a partner perspective, cost management, why is it great for the partners? From a partner perspective, cost management advisory is designed to be easy to attach to existing or new infrastructure opportunities. So you can actually position this opportunity when there's a customer that is purchasing Lenovo infrastructure, modernizing their data center, or expanding into hybrid or multi-cloud environments, along to looking to improve their cost visibility across IT environments. The advisory engagement also frequently leads to follow-up opportunities, not only sticking into its own scope, it basically follows up such as infrastructure modernization, hybrid cloud architecture improvements, disaster recovery enhancements, storage and compute optimization projects. So This service actually often becomes a starting point for larger infrastructure and cloud transformation initiative for our customers. As a summary, cost management advisory help partners deeper conversations with our customers around hybrid cloud optimization and cost governance, while Lenovo Professional Services supports the delivery and expertise behind it. It's a simple but powerful way to attach strategic advisory services to your infrastructure opportunities and create long-term value for your customers. That's all from my end. Thank you so much, and I'll hand it back to the Sayed.
Thanks, Kant.
Yep.
So, team, I also want you to pay attention on the migration services that we have. So, as you know, with the current VMware environment, most of the customers are moving away from it. So, we want our partners to focus and not lose opportunities in that space. So, we have created services around the migration of such as VMware to Nutanix or Red Hat or MS, Microsoft Azure in the part number form as well. So I highly recommend you to explore them because it can be a perfect door opener to pitch these services and take advantage of currently these opportunities that we have on the table where our customers are moving away from a VMware platform. That being said, we just want to push a poll out there and we want to ask our partners what are the primary obstacles encountered when delivering services solutions to your client. So basically, do you have constraints internally with resource availability, or is it basically a lack of knowledge on the portfolio and the partnership? Or do you suffer or have insufficient pre-sales technical expertise that you want? Because these are the categories that we can really help. Lenovo can basically come in handy because we have an award-winning as well as very technical pre-sales team that can help you scope or the services that we offer, and at the same time provide you that delivery model as well. Just wait for a couple of seconds for our partners to select these, and we can just move on because the next service that we have in our portfolio is pretty exciting, and that's something that can help you increase your pipeline and get more value out of our professional services that we have offered. Right. So it looks like it's mostly related to internal capacity and resource availability. So on this, I just want to make sure to insist that you can trust Lenovo and our Lenovo Professional Services as your extended team to help you with pre-sales and post-sales or delivery of these projects. We can help you, and as a company, as a partner first company, all our services are partner led motion, which means we make sure our partners are in the loop and they have complete control of the complete opportunity as well as the customer's ownership. Having said that, so few of the services that we have, which I wanted to share, is our deployment service. So as you know, that in current environment with the complexity that we have around infrastructure, virtualization, storage, the deployment is very critical. And the reason for that is when customer purchase a solution, they want a production ready system from day one. And deployment is the number one reason that can actually make or break it. So deployment can either help make that happen from day one onwards, or any wrongful deployment can directly influence the outcome of how partner perceive Lenovo and our partners. Because if the deployment is not done in a way that it has to be, then it becomes easier for partners, for our customers to blame it on a partner, saying that the solution was not ideal, or either blame it on the manufacturer, which is Lenovo. So it becomes really important that when you have worked for the entire deal with the customer for, I don't know, for months, and make it happen and get it delivered, do not leave the deployment opportunity on the table for somebody else to deploy it. For example, customer itself, or a third party provider apart from you, because they don't know the system as we do. And at the same time, you will be making sure that not just from discovery, but all the way to making the system go live, you are in complete control. And make sure that you increase that value, because this deployment service, if it is not done in a proper way, then you risk the opportunity of future deals. At the same time, what happens is the customer loses its trust. So, and as I told you, as Lenovo being the channel first company, we are making sure that it is easier for our partners to position these services, which is basically making it into a partner based again. And we have deployments on three types. So we have deployments of Think Agile, hyper-converged infrastructure. We have deployments on Think System storage as well, which is DMDG series for our SANs. So this basically helps you protect your investment, your relationship with the customer. You maintain the control of the customer. At the same time, you are in the right position to do that, because Lenovo, we have been doing this for quite some time. And what you can do is you can position this as you fit. Basically, when you see any opportunity, when you are dealing with anything agile, HCI solutions like VX, MX, or HX series, or customers have a limited in-house deployment expertise, or whenever customer says that the project is very important for them, where the time to go live is very critical, make sure that you not only deal in the hardware, but attaching that right deployment with that hardware makes it easy. um, and with this, you can be able to become the trusted advisor. So make sure you position these deployment services at the time of positioning the hardware, by leveraging the easy way to attach it, which is via the part number based. Again, it makes it easy. You don't have to depend on anybody. It's all the information is there on our website, which is DCSC. And the scope of work will also be uploaded on a Lenovo Partner Hub page, to make sure that you see what each of the deployment includes, what are the inclusion exclusion of this particular service, so that you set the right expectation with the customer and to yourself as well. So this is very important. Make sure that whenever you are dealing with any Think Agile or Think System storage solutions, deployment is something that you can attach it, and this gives you the extra. And by the way, this applies to the Lenovo backend rebates as well, part of the services, and it can help you increase or move from one tier to another tier, because every services that you sell gets counted as 4 times towards your tiering. So it's one of the easiest services to sell. Which brings me to the next poll question, which is basically who handles the implementation of your customer. So basically, right now, when you are positioning your solution, are you letting the customer doing it on their own or with their own IT third-party services, or is there somebody else who does it for on behalf of your customers? So we need to make sure that We cover that whole loop, right from discovering the opportunity till the time it is deployed and go live. So would request you to have a look at this and let us know what is your current deployment strategy is. Do you have it in-house or you leave it on the customer to do it for you, and so on and so forth. Right. I can see there are multiple answers to this. Customer manages their deployment themselves, which is fine. Um, and on even on the client's behalf as well. But um, make sure you try to attach it with the box because it increases the services revenue for you. At the same time, you would be rest assured because there have been cases where due to wrongful deployments, the customer has had a lot of issues and have reached out to Lenovo support team in order to rectify them. So once you position Lenovo's deployment services with the hardware, it becomes peace of mind, and our team completely owns it. Make sure that the system is deployed in the right way and in the most efficient way. The third part of my service, which is basically the last one, is health checks. So I would think health checks is like servicing a car. Or there was a time, as you know, a couple of years ago, due to chip shortages, it was not easy to buy a new car. And you might as well put in a deposit and wait for almost a year in case if you're looking for a brand called Toyota, where you were not able to get the car immediately. You have to wait. There was average waiting period between 6 to 12 months. So during that time, what happens is you want to make sure that your current asset, which is your current car or your current ID, is working at maximum efficiency. You pray that it doesn't break down, and for that you take proactive measures, which is basically in case of a car, you go for proactive maintenance, which is changing the oil, getting it serviced time to time, making sure that it doesn't break down. So it's exactly the same situation right now. As you know, right now we have the commodity prices increasing almost every day. At the same time, the availability has become an issue. It is not easy to get the systems on time and at that desired level of pricing because every day the price keeps changing, the code's getting repriced. So right now, the sentiments of the customer is basically to use their existing IT environment as much as possible in the most efficient way. And that's exactly where this service comes into handy. So this isn't just a checkup, it's a strategic activation point for you where you can offer your customers a simple insight into what is happening with their environment. So what does the health check identify? It helps identify customers' aging system, if it is getting aged, and if it is an outdated software that they have. So this service spots obsolete hardware and unpatched software. It exposes the risk that the customer business have. It also identified if there are any issues, performance bottlenecks, and at the same time, it also helps identify waste, spend, and opportunities for other resources. So it is performed by our Lenovo engineers at the customer's environment. And at the end of the service, they are able to discover and provide an assessment of the hardware. They also provide a final clear report with prioritized recommendation what needs to be done. With that information, customer can then take an informed decision as to what needs to be done. And it also gives them an idea how their IT asset is performing and how long they can make use of that. Having said that, it also gives open the door for opportunities where if the system is old and it's something that they cannot, it helps our partners to find refreshes for a new hardware, and they can be there right away in that first step at the right time. So again, these are available for Think System Service, Think System Storage, and Think Agile Hyperconverged Infrastructure, which is again available in a part number form, which is fixed price, fixed scope. Again, the scope of work or the service description defines exactly what this service includes. This it has become very important, especially when the customer are doing their post warranty extensions. That would be the right time to position this, or when the customers doesn't have any requirement for a new hardware, you can easily pitch these services, which is the health check service, to make sure and let the customer know that the Lenovo can perform this on their current IT hardware, to see how their current IT hardware is performing, and if there are any issues that they can help identify, that they can proactively resolve. So this is quite important. A very easy service to position, and it can open doors for a lot of other opportunities as well. All right. Moving on to our third poll question is basically where would an infrastructure health check would provide most immediate value to your customer organization? Um, I would say almost all of them, but I'll let our channel partners decide what do they get out of this service. But this is something that you can just position, easy to quote. It's available on all the quoting tools, and it has a fixed price and fixed scope, which means that you don't have to bother about or running behind anybody asking what the services include. And you can share that with your customer as well, being transparent that this is what is being performed during the service of this, during the analysis of the service.
So a quick time check, 5 more minutes.
All right, I'm almost done. I'll just pass it on to Ryan or Khan to take us through the end-to-end process as to what is the process when they opt for any of our professional services.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Syed. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, perfect. Okay, I just went back to the poll here real quick. Looks like risk mitigation and security gaps, compliance, audit readiness kind of split on that last one. And so thanks for joining, everybody. Appreciate you coming to hear a little bit more about D&H and Lenovo and the partnership. My name is Ryan Bradley. I've been with Lenovo a little over a decade here, all in the professional services organization. Work really closely with Adrian, Syed, and Khan. So I just want to go through a little bit of the flow here. You know, what happens when we place an order? Do we, put it in a black hole, put it in the trash can? Do they pile up on Syed's desk? How does this work? So when you place an order here through D&H, general idea of this is that we have an order report that gets refreshed daily. And so if there's no interaction with any of us on the teams, we really need that customer information to be right and the order to be placed proactively so that it lands with our project coordinators and we can go out and schedule the service. So this workflow kind of shows you through channel places the order, through our friendly channel partners here, D&H processes it, and comes into our SAP order system, comes into an order report for us to take action on. That usually takes a few days to kind of process through everything, and then we get an order report that refreshes every 24 hours. From that standpoint, we pick it up, put it in our project management tools, and reach out to the customer to set up kickoff calls, send out prerequisite checklists, surveys to get information about the setup that we need to complete. And then again, schedule a call with the customer, schedule the follow-up for kicking off that engagement on-site, remote, check when the hardware is going to be there, check on install dates, work around the business requirements of the customer. And then as that service is delivered, specifically, Syed was covering a number of fixed price, fixed scope services. Many of those don't require an SOW or a contract at all. They're driven off of standard agreements that we have. This person, if it is an SOW-based service, flow would be the same. That person that reaches out to the customer would also be coordinating the statement of work, and then gets executed through our professional services. And in summary there, you've got kind of all the different folks that are involved in that process, closed out with a customer, invoiced if it's something that doesn't invoice automatically when things ship or when orders are placed. And then hopefully you have a nice, happy customer that comes back to you over and over again for us to maintain it long term and support them on their journey with Lenovo. So I will toss it back, Adrian, I think, to you as our trusty MC here. Perfect. Thanks, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you, Ryan. That was awesome. Thanks, guys. So we heard some nice info and some updates to how Lenovo is changing their or adding to their services portfolio. Before I have one more surprise for you guys, though. We have a surprise guest. I invited Wayne Francis from Excel IT to hop on this call to talk about his experiences with purchasing or reselling Lenovo services as well. So let me just put this slide. I gotta share my screen here. So let me just put this slide up on the screen, and we could bring Wayne on to talk about how his feelings about Lenovo services. Wayne, are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Wayne Francis. I'm the Vice President of Business Development for Excel IT. So I think it's important to give just a little bit of background on Excel IT before I tell you about our experience leveraging D&H and Lenovo ISG professional services. So we are and have been MSP for over 27 years, servicing customers across Canada and the US. So for the past 25 plus years, we have worked with pretty much every major OEM's deployment, configuration services, professional services teams. So why does that matter? Well, it matters because this is the first time we have ever endorsed an OEM's deployment and config services. So with that said, we recently worked with D&H and Lenovo on a server and storage deployment for one of our customers. And it was one of our, for lack of a better term, higher end, very mission critical type customers that has been with us for a while. And the experience was exactly what you want when delivering an infrastructure project for a client. So everything Syed said earlier about partner-led motion, about complete control, and everything that Ryan just said. So from the outset, D&H made it extremely and incredibly easy for us to engage. The services were clearly defined. It was just simple quoting. It was one SKU, one price per service. So it removed any ambiguity and just made it easy for us to scope it out, price it out, and move forward quickly. I also just want to say, it's working with Lenovo. It's not like working with some other OEMs who you might have come across, these placeholder SKUs that say one thing but mean the complete opposite and ends up in confusion and turmoil when deploying a project. So don't have to worry about it. From the hardware installation portion for the servers and storage, it went extremely smoothly. The Lenovo services team showed up on time, prepared, ready to execute. coordinated effectively with our team and our customer. Their on-site presence, the work that was completed was, it was efficient, it was professional. And a key thing for myself, with Lenovo, D&H was still in the background checking in. We had the luxury of working with Adrian. So, there were check-ins, not just from the Lenovo team, but also from the D&H team, which I liked. On the storage side, it was pretty much the same. We leveraged Lenovo's remote deployment services. We're well-structured. It was very cost-effective. And the communication was clear throughout to end. All the expectations were met from day one. Now, I'm going to say, like most deployments, Murphy tried to get involved. So we did encounter one minor hiccup, but was addressed. I have never in, my 27, 30 plus years in the industry have experienced escalation resolution that quickly. So both Lenovo and D&H actually engaged immediately before we could actually put forward the formal escalation on the little hiccup that happened. And they stayed communicated with us until it was fully closed. So that responsiveness gave that it was affordable, it was easy, everything from quoting to engagement to execution. Both the D&H team and the Lenovo ISG service delivered exactly what was with the customer and more strategic planning, while kind of all that heavy work was team as well. I would just, for smaller MSPs that might not have the staff or the structure to complete larger deployments, I would encourage you to lean on D&H and Lenovo services. That's all.
All right, thanks, Wayne. I think you said that was all right. You were a little choppy towards the end, but I think we got the gist of it.
All.
Perfect. There was one part where it kind of paused when you said there was a glitch, but I think what you had said was that we were able to resolve it quickly and to your satisfaction. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Wayne.
So on that, it was just for clarity. We did have an escalation, but it was resolved very, very quickly. It was even before we could actually issue the escalation. You guys were already on it, both D&H and Lenovo. So it went well.
Perfect. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Wayne. Thanks for hopping on and sharing your experience with us on having sold and resold Lenovo services here. Okay, so just a quick reminder, guys, if you have a question, please enter it into the Q&A. All the speakers are still on the call. If you have any questions, we'll answer them towards the end. We have a couple of minutes left. I'm just going to do a quick recap. Thank you to Wayne. Obviously, thank you to Syed, thank you to Khan and Ryan for hopping on today to talk to us about services. I think Lenovo's done a very good job at building out its services portfolio. I would still remember a time when, and this is going back a few years, when you talk to the OEMs, when you talk to like an IBM or a Lenovo or HPE, Dell, and you talk to them about services, they are thinking about warranty upgrades and post-warranty maintenances, right? And how far have we come now, right, to hear about advisory professional services, migration professional services, health checks, remote deployments, hardware installation. These are all steps along the way to grow from just warranty upgrades to technical services, to professional services, to even some managed services that we didn't get into today, right? But yeah, that's phenomenal. I myself am particularly interested in the VMware migration SKUs, like the fact that you can have one SKU take care of migrating up to 20 VMs within like a 40-hour time engagement. For a fixed price, and one SKU to do all that without having to go back and forth on statement of work. this is what I asked Syed and Ryan and Khan to come on the call to share with you and share with all of us, is that you don't need to be a Fortune 500 company, an MSP, to offer such level of services to your customers, right? You don't need to invest in your own services bench to have guys sit on the bench and then worry about the utilization or worry about how to pay them or whether you're making enough money to cover their salary, all that kind of stuff, right? Lenovo is your Fortune 500 services company that you could leverage to go out into the field and look for small customers, large customers of all sizes, right? And you have Khan's team, you have Ryan's team, you have Syed's team standing behind you as well as my team, obviously, as well. But anyway, that's what I wanted them to come on to talk about, right? Is sort of like a list of professional services or just services in general that you could kind of take to your customers and say, hey, just because I'm not, one of those larger services providers doesn't mean I can't help you with migrating off of VMware. Everybody wants VMware now, right? And if you don't have, your VMware certs, or if you aren't that technical, or have the folks to do it in the house, well, now you have Lenovo standing behind you to help you with deploying those services, right? So with that said, I don't see any questions in the Q&A. Let your teammates know that you could catch a replay of this webcast, this webinar. Basically, it's just the same link. The same link that you use to come in to watch this live is the same link to catch the on-demand replay. I think maybe later today or even tomorrow. There's a box in the corner that you can download the presentations as well, so you can see what the SKUs are that Syed took you through. Oh yeah, there is a last poll, right? And PDF to download. If you guys have any questions for me as well, right? My email is lenovocanadaisg@dnh.com. I'll throw that slide back up there at the very end. But here is the last poll that we had. If you guys wanted to click on that for us, what is the #1 pain point currently facing your customers? Is it deployment, getting systems up and running, hybrid cloud, balancing cost, governance, resilience? Is it maintaining uptime, security, and disaster readiness? Is it AI, or is it something else? If you guys want to click on that, that would be great. Let us know, give us some feedback. But aside from that, we'll wait a couple of seconds for you guys. And yeah, while we're waiting, next topics, right? Please get in touch with me if you want to hear about something else. We talked about edge servers the last time. We talked about VMware before, right? With Think Agile, how Lenovo's Think Agile line can help get customers off of VMware. We talked about services today. So having bought those Think Agile nodes, how do you get them off of VMware onto, say, Azure or sorry, not Azure, Hyper-V or Azure Local, or Nutanix, right? We talked about, what else did we talk about? We talked about storage in the past as well. So just, ping me and let me know what other topics you would like us to cover. Okay, let's go back to the poll. Looks like it's 50-50 split between the deployment. I think it's the deployment that's really going to be the tough part, right? Like I recall there was a time where, we would ship the hardware out and then it would still sit in boxes on the customer's dock because they never got around to deploying it, right? So, okay, all right, let's take a look if there are any questions. I'm going to throw my slide back up there for a second so you can see my email address in the upper right-hand corner there to reach out to myself or my team. There are no questions. Perfect. Okay, and with that said, that's a wrap for today's deck on services. Thank you for attending. I'll catch you guys all in the next webinar, quarterly webinar. Thank you for joining. Have a great day.